What if one of the biggest myths about aging is the belief that your body simply stops repairing itself? Most people assume that getting older means a slow and unavoidable decline, less energy, longer recovery times, aching joints, skin that doesn't bounce back the way it used to. And while aging is real, scientists have discovered something equally important. Your body never stops trying to repair itself. Every single day it replaces damaged cells, rebuilds tissues, responds to stress, and fights the wear and tear of life. The question isn't whether repair is happening. The question is whether you're supporting those natural processes, or unknowingly working against them. What's fascinating is that some of the most interesting plants linked to recovery and resilience aren't trendy superfoods or expensive supplements. They're forgotten plants that generations before us once valued deeply. One of the plants on today's list was nicknamed knitbone because people believed it helped the body rebuild itself. Another was treasured by ancient healers who thought it could help the body adapt to almost any challenge. And the final plant became so respected that it was once reserved for emperors. Today you'll discover 7 forgotten plants that may help support your body's natural repair systems as you age. This isn't about miracle cures or stopping time. It's about understanding how ancient wisdom and modern science sometimes point in the same direction. And if you're passionate about healthy aging, forgotten healing traditions, and science-backed ways to stay stronger for longer, consider subscribing. Every week we explore simple discoveries that can make a real difference in how you feel. Now let's start with a root that has been quietly supporting human health for centuries. Number 1. Marshmallow root. The root that comforts and restores. Most people hear the word marshmallow and immediately think of the sweet treat. But the original marshmallow plant has a much older and more interesting story. For centuries, herbalists across Europe and the Middle East valued its root for its ability to soothe and protect irritated tissues. What makes this plant especially interesting is that repair often begins in a place many people rarely think about: the digestive system. Marshmallow root contains compounds called mucilage, a gel-like substance that becomes thick and slippery when mixed with water. Traditionally, people used it to coat and calm the digestive tract. Today, researchers are interested in how these soothing compounds may help support the body's natural protective and recovery processes. Think about it this way. Every day your digestive system processes food, drinks, medications, and countless environmental compounds. Over the years, that constant workload can place stress on the tissues responsible for nutrient absorption and overall health. That's one reason digestive health has become such an important topic in discussions about healthy aging. When the gut functions well, the entire body benefits. Historically, marshmallow root was prepared as teas, tonics, and cold infusions. Many herbalists still prefer cold infusions because they help preserve the plant's soothing properties. What makes marshmallow root so fascinating is that it doesn't force the body to do anything dramatic. Instead, it supports an environment where the body can do what it naturally does every day: protect, maintain, and repair itself. And that's a theme you'll notice throughout this entire list. Sometimes repair begins in the place most people never think to look. But while marshmallow root focuses on soothing and protecting, the next plant earned a reputation for something far more dramatic. In fact, its nickname alone tells you why it became legendary. Number 2. Comfrey. The plant once called knitbone. For centuries, people turned to comfrey when the body had been through periods of physical strain and wear. Across medieval Europe, it became closely associated with recovery and restoration. Its reputation grew so strong that generations of herbalists referred to it as the plant that helped things come back together. What makes comfrey fascinating is a naturally occurring compound called allantoin. Modern researchers have studied allantoin because of its role in supporting skin renewal and tissue maintenance. In fact, you'll still find it in many skincare and topical recovery products today. Long before laboratories existed, people noticed that comfrey seemed useful for supporting areas of the body that needed comfort and care. Farmers, laborers, and travelers often kept it nearby because physical stress was simply part of daily life. Today, comfrey is best known for its traditional external use in creams, salves, and herbal preparations. While some of the legends surrounding the plant have grown over time, its historical connection to tissue support remains one of the reasons it continues to attract interest. What makes comfrey relevant to aging is the reminder it offers. Aging isn't just about the passing of years. It's also about how well the body responds after decades of movement, effort, and everyday wear and tear. Every day, the body is repairing, replacing, and maintaining tissues. That process may become less efficient with age, but it never completely stops. Comfrey became a symbol of that idea, not because it promised miracles, but because it represented the body's remarkable ability to rebuild. For centuries, this plant stood for renewal after strain. But rebuilding requires more than recovery. It also requires the nutrients and raw materials that make repair possible in the first place. And that's where the next forgotten plant comes in. Most people see it as a weed, yet it may be one of nature's most overlooked nutritional powerhouses. Number 3, nettle. The plant that rebuilds what time slowly takes away. If you've ever brushed against a stinging nettle, you probably didn't think of it as a healing plant. You probably thought of it as a weed. And that's exactly what makes nettle so fascinating. For generations, people have pulled it from gardens and avoided it on hiking trails. Yet across Europe and parts of Asia, nettle was traditionally valued as a plant that helped restore vitality after long winters, illness, or periods of weakness. Unlike many plants known for a single compound, nettle earned its reputation because of its impressive nutritional profile. Its leaves contain minerals and plant compounds such as magnesium, silica, potassium, and other nutrients involved in maintaining bones, muscles, connective tissue, and overall cellular function. Think of the body like a house. Over time, small things wear down, a weakened support here, a crack there. Sometimes the challenge isn't that the repair crew disappears. Sometimes it's that the building materials become harder to find. That's one reason nettle became a traditional spring tonic. After months of limited food variety, people gathered young nettle leaves to make soups, teas, and broths that helped replenish important nutrients. The surprising part is that once cooked or steeped, the famous sting disappears completely. What makes nettle remarkable isn't that it's rare or exotic. It's that it grows almost everywhere, yet few people recognize its value. Sometimes healing doesn't come from discovering something new. Sometimes it comes from noticing what has been there all along. And the next plant survived some of the harshest environments on Earth, developing a unique combination of compounds that may help nourish and protect the body from the inside out. Number 4, sea buckthorn, the berry that nourishes from the inside out. Covered in bright orange berries, sea buckthorn has survived for centuries in some of the world's harshest environments, from the mountains of Tibet to the cold regions of Mongolia and northern Asia. While many plants struggle in these conditions, sea buckthorn thrives. Ancient cultures associated it with vitality, endurance, and recovery. Historical records suggest it was used to help people and animals regain strength after periods of physical stress. What makes modern researchers interested is what's packed inside these small berries. Sea buckthorn contains carotenoids, flavonoids, vitamin C and E, and a rare combination of fatty acids. One of those, omega-7, has attracted attention for its potential role in supporting skin and mucosal tissues. And that's important because healthy aging isn't just about how we look. Skin is one of the body's primary protective barriers, constantly repairing itself against daily wear and environmental stress. Think of it like the exterior of a house. The stronger and better maintained it is, the more protection it provides for everything inside. Sea buckthorn became valued because it appeared to support that maintenance process from within. Today, its berries are commonly consumed as juices, oils, powders, and extracts. What makes this plant remarkable isn't just its nutritional profile, it's the lesson it teaches. Resilience isn't about avoiding difficult conditions, it's about recovering from them. And the next plant may be the ultimate example of something hiding in plain sight. For centuries, healers carried it with them wherever they went, yet most people walk past it today without ever noticing it. Number 5. Plantain leaf. The leaf healers carried everywhere. There's a good chance you've seen it growing along trails, in lawns, or between cracks in the sidewalk without ever realizing it has been valued for centuries as a healing herb. This is plantain leaf, Plantago major. What makes its story remarkable is that many different cultures arrived at similar conclusions about its usefulness. Ancient Romans used it, European herbalists relied on it, indigenous peoples across North America developed their own traditions around it. Despite being separated by time and geography, many considered this humble plant worth keeping close. Traditionally, plantain leaves were used to soothe irritated skin and support the body's natural recovery processes. Over time, it earned a reputation as a dependable plant for everyday care. Modern research has identified compounds, such as flavonoids and polysaccharides, that may contribute to its antioxidant and soothing properties. Scientists continue to explore how these compounds interact with tissues involved in protection and maintenance. But perhaps the most interesting thing about plantain is where it grows. It thrives in disturbed soil, along paths, and in places where other plants struggle. Somehow it adapts and persists. There is a lesson in that. As we age, resilience doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks like the ability to keep going, adapt, and recover. Today, plantain can be enjoyed as a tea or used in traditional herbal preparations, yet it remains largely forgotten outside herbal circles. The most powerful remedies are often the ones hiding in plain sight. But if you think that's impressive, wait until you hear about the berry that ancient healers believed could help the body adapt to life's constant challenges. Number 6. Schisandra berry. The berry that teaches the body to adapt. If there is one plant on this list surrounded by mystery, it's Schisandra. For more than 2,000 years, this bright red berry has been used in traditional Chinese medicine, where it earned the nickname the five-flavor berry. Sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and pungent, all found in a single fruit. Ancient practitioners believed this unique combination represented balance. Rather than supporting just one system, Schisandra was traditionally valued for helping the body adapt to stress and maintain harmony. That idea is surprisingly relevant today because aging is rarely caused by a single factor. It's the result of years of physical stress, environmental challenges, poor sleep, and everyday wear and tear. This is where Schisandra becomes especially interesting. Modern researchers classify it as an adaptogenic plant. Its berries contain compounds called lignans, which have attracted scientific attention for their antioxidant properties and their potential role in supporting cellular resilience. Think about it this way. Over decades, the body faces countless challenges. The better it adapts, the better it can maintain balance and recovery. That's why Schisandra became so respected. It wasn't seen as a plant that simply fought a problem. It was viewed as a plant that helped the body become more resilient in the face of many different challenges. Today, Schisandra is commonly consumed as teas, powders, and extracts. Its flavor is intense, but many people see that complexity as part of its appeal. What makes this berry so fascinating is the message hidden in its history. Aging is not just a story of decline, it's also a story of adaptation. And that brings us to the final plant on our list, a legendary mushroom so respected that it became a symbol of longevity itself. Number 7. Reishi mushroom, the legendary healer once reserved for emperors. The final entry on our list isn't actually a plant, it's a mushroom. But for thousands of years, reishi has been considered one of the most respected natural symbols of longevity in Asia. Often called the mushroom of immortality, reishi appears in ancient texts, artwork, and healing traditions, dating back more than 2,000 years. In some periods of history, it was so rare that it was reserved for emperors and the wealthy elite. Of course, no mushroom can make anyone immortal. What made reishi special was its reputation for supporting resilience. Rather than being associated with a single benefit, it was traditionally valued as a tonic that helped the body maintain balance during periods of physical and emotional stress. Today, scientists have identified compounds within reishi, including beta-glucans and triterpenes, and continue studying their interaction with pathways related to immune function, oxidative stress, and overall physiological resilience. That matters because many challenges associated with aging share a common theme: accumulated stress, not just emotional stress, cellular stress, the kind that slowly builds over decades. Reishi became respected because it was believed to help the body remain steady in the face of that pressure. Imagine two trees standing through the same storm. One weakens season after season. The other develops deeper roots. That image captures the essence of reishi. Not a shortcut, not a miracle. Resilience. Today, reishi is commonly consumed as teas, powders, and extracts. Its flavor is bitter, but many people see it as a daily reminder that healthy aging is built through consistent support, not dramatic interventions. And perhaps that's the greatest lesson reishi offers. Longevity is not about avoiding life's challenges. It's about becoming strong enough to meet them. When you look at these 7 forgotten plants together, something remarkable begins to emerge. Marshmallow root reminds us that repair often starts in the gut. Comfrey points to the body's ability to rebuild. Nettle provides the raw materials that support maintenance and recovery. Sea buckthorn nourishes tissues from within. Plantain teaches the power of quiet resilience. Schisandra highlights adaptation. And reishi reminds us that true longevity is built on resilience, not perfection. None of these plants can stop time, but perhaps that's the wrong goal. The goal isn't to avoid aging. The goal is to support the systems that help you age well. For centuries, people passed these plants from one generation to the next because they saw value in them. Not because they believed they were magical, but because they recognized something we often forget today. The body is constantly working to repair itself. Maybe the real secret isn't discovering something new. Maybe it's remembering something old. So I'd love to hear from you. Which of these forgotten plants surprised you the most? Have you ever used any of them before? Leave your answer in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more science-backed insights into healthy aging, longevity, and the forgotten wisdom hidden in nature. And remember, sometimes the body's greatest allies have been growing quietly beside us all along.